Oh man. Oh man. We've been having ourselves a pretty cheery, jolly morning over here at the AJ Wright's crypto camp. It's been a morning. SWFO Crypto says FOMC meeting notes say no bull run until Chauncey Peppertooth is back. I think we need to make a new Grogger shirt that just says "Where's Chauncey?" with Pepper Tooth. That maybe make a new logo. As you can see, I'm wearing a very old t-shirt today. I brought it back out of the pile of old clothes I don't wear anymore. XRP Army, let's go. The case finally. And I this is a long time coming. It is a long time coming. Let me get the tab up here quickly. Bang bang. SEC is dropping Ripple lawsuit. So basically, it says in the article the SEC has officially dropped its lawsuit. The outcome has been confirmed that XRP is not considered a security under the current law. But then in the tweet, it says that the SEC will drop its appeal. So did they drop it or will they drop? You know what I mean? But basically, I feel like they wouldn't come out and make this video on Twitter. It's a 4-minute video. We listened to it this morning. Basically just saying they felt like they were like on the right side the entire time. Like Gary was going after everybody and blah blah blah. Basically saying this is it. This moment we've been waiting for. The SEC will drop its appeal. A resounding victory for Ripple, for crypto. Everybody look at it. The future is bright. Let's build. This was 9:05 this morning. Not going to listen to it. But this is really big news. What I'm kind of surprised about in the same breath is I thought that XRP would pump a little bit more than it did. I thought everything would pump a little bit more than it did. I am going to take the chance to switch to the Ethernet here. I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi off. But yeah, I thought that, I'm certainly, how do I put this? I've been really patient this week with trades. I haven't posted it in the Telegram because we've been really sideways. And I kind of talked about this a bit yesterday looking at the Ethereum chart. Because if you remember, Ethereum was in, it was in a 7% range for 8 days and 16 hours. And then for the last 5 days of it, it was in a 4.4% range. Here is that set up right here. Okay. And I basically said that, we don't care about the range. We care about the break. And anytime, we're in a situation where we know something's in a range. All right. So for a week, we're in the 7% range. And for the last 4 days, we're in 5 days, we're in a 4% range. We don't care about the range. We care about the break. And I said, once these range breaks, once we get a break, once we get a push, that will be your trade, or that will be at least an insight to, okay, volatility shifting, because we can't trade a completely sideways market. We can't do it. All right. It's impossible. All right. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to post just to post. He's back. He's back in the house. Shout out to Bitboy in the house. I could just delete this guy from the channel, but I seriously enjoy reading these comments. I do find them. I love it. It's actually kind of funny to me. Shout out to Take Profits, aka Ben Armstrong, watching the chat. Love it. But I do like this setup here. I mean, look, and what's curious about this, even on a 4-hour chart, even on a large time frame. Okay, we got, when this alarm went off, look what happened. This alarm went off, and this was the first candle above what? The 50 EMA. Even on a 4-hour time frame, you can see the strategy in clear effect. All right, and this was kind of what we've been waiting for. With that said, how far are we from this alarm? All right, so we are, Ethereum pumped 3.6% from this alarm. All right, so XRP gets this insane news story, massive news story, lawsuits finally getting dropped, all the things. All right, let's actually look at what happened with XRP. I'll kind of ignore some of the Telegram. This is one of the Telegram charts, but basically we had a quick parallel here. All right, and then we broke like kind of up above it. Okay. And even if you want to measure from the bottom, Tuesday around 1:30, top to bottom, it pumped 16%. Right now, it's up 12%. Guys, this lawsuit's been going on for years, for a long time. Gary Gensler just didn't give up. We're talking years, and XRP is only up 12%. 12. I don't know, man. I'm a little J Chains, bro.
Yo,
what's your take on this, my man? What are you thinking?
I think, to be perfectly honest with you, $10 by Christmas is a slam dunk now. This is something that obviously, I mean, all jokes aside, right? And not the price of stuff. It's something that has needed to happen for a very long time. I'm super bullish. I'm XRP Army. Shout out. Everybody in the XRP Army has been waiting for this. I love your shirt. I'm super bullish. It was funny. I didn't even see this until I got here. That's how fresh this was. So like I was in shock. We knew that this was coming, that it was coming to a close. But you know, I think it was even yesterday. Was it Ellie Tourette we talked about? She said that like, hey, looks like we're just waiting for some of the details to get wrapped up. Remember, there's still that like, what is it, $155 million payment that's supposed to be made. Is that gone? Is that gone to the wind?
I ChatGPT'd it.
Okay.
Completely honest, I'll read it. It says, yes, Ripple is still obligated to pay the $125 million fine imposed August 2024. While the SEC has decided to drop its appeal against Ripple, the action does not automatically nullify the existing fine.
Right.
The fine was levied following a court ruling that deemed Ripple's institutional sales of XRP to be unregistered securities offense. So it says currently Ripple's legal team is negotiating more favorable settlement terms regarding this fine. The argument hinges on the SEC's recent shift in enforcement actions under new leadership, suggesting that if the SEC's reassessing its stance on similar cases, that the Ripple penalty should be reconsidered. However, until an official agreement is reached and approved by the court, the original fine remains in effect. Therefore, it stands. Ripple is still required to pay the $125 million fine. That was directly from ChatGPT.
It makes sense, though,
yeah.
right? It definitely does make sense, and I think that goes along with kind of the whole philosophy of the slap on the wrist theory, right? Like, yeah, pay the money and let's just move on.
Yeah, for sure. Let's be honest, 125 million isn't. That's a lot.
How much XRP is that?
That's a lot of money. I mean, to be fair, like,
but remember, I think one of the things that somebody had said was, hey, is this something that we can do? Can we pay in XRP? And remember, like anything that the government takes in is supposed to go to the reserve. So then effectively what it is, it's a juice to the digital asset reserve is $155 million of XRP, like just right off the rip. Like, yeah. Like it's something that could happen.
Well,
that'd be good.
I think, obviously, I feel like there will be a shift in that. I think it's going to take time, but I would be surprised if they have to pay the entire thing. Kind of think of it like a prison sentence. For instance, if someone had multiple warrants out for their arrest, and they made the mistake of showing up in the state they had a warrant in, right? And they get arrested, all right, and say, maybe they did, break more rules than their story. Than the AI book that they wrote, and they did break the law, and they did commit fraud, and they did these things, and maybe they get like a 20-year sentence. Well, most of the time they're not really going to serve that entire 20 years. They're probably going to go down for like 6 to 10 if there's good behavior, depending on how much time they spend in the shoe, and hopefully they clean their socks. But it could be maybe 8 years ago. Basically, the analogy I'm making here is that probably they won't have to pay the entire $125 million. You don't have to pay maybe like 40. Maybe like 40.
It's like remember, think about like the whole SBF thing, right? I think originally he was facing up to 50, got like 20, something like that, right?
Right.
It's like that same kind of thing,
right? For sure. But hey, this is ultimately, guys, this is a good start. J-Chains, if you're ever going to win that bet, hey,
here it is, dude.
It's 250 right now.
Let's go. We're a quarter of the way there.
And then you got to double again.
That's it, man. We got a 4x, just 4x from here.
That's all you have to do is double and double again.
That's easy, man. That's like
$10 XRP, bro.
Yo, that could happen. Remember, what was the quote? I think you said we're 30 days away from doubling, right?
At any point in time, you could be 30 days.
That's just, dude, that's 1 month. That's 1 month. And then, so say that gets us into April, got May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 9 more to do it just one more time. I think we could do it.
So what I'm a little worried about is one big support resistance level. I know this is a very messy chart, but even the previous high, this yellow line is historical support resistance. But this new one, much lower high than that. But the saving grace here is we have a slightly higher high than last time. So for any of you XRP traders out here, that you can kind of see that we're not exactly in a no man's land. We have like kind of, even if you look at this previous range, actually let's learn from this previous range right here.
I love that.
So XRP kind of came up, quickly lost, quickly moved, there's very fast moves in between this range, probably because there's not much volume here. Even if you look back here, look how quickly XRP dropped through here. You get my point. So the range here is not really a stable place to be. But even if you ignore this other yellow line and just look at, okay, so we're lower than the previous high, but higher than this previous high. All right. This is the no man's land, and this would be the range to break. This top alarm is 264. This bottom alarm is 248. I would be trading the break of that, because are we going to continue back into this range, or are we going to go back into where we've been? All right. And that's something to consider. Also, talking locally, we got this low kind of connecting over here. All right.
There
so this uptrend, I'd alarm that. I'd pay attention to this for sure. And then what's this big blue downtrend we got? Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a downtrend until we're not. This is the daily outlook for XRP. I know it's a pretty messy chart, and I apologize for that. But what I'll say is that ultimately XRP is still in a downtrend. And obviously it's going to have to break that downtrend and break confirmation, whether that's a confirmation break around 265, whether that would be a confirmation break of this high right here. That would be 283. Let me pull that bad boy over like there. All right, 285-ish. Okay. So, there is still the overall outlook. Hey, we're in a downtrend. We need to break downtrend plus confirmation plus confluence. At the end of the day, it is interesting. XRP is only 36% away from the December high.
Can't say that about a lot of other coins.
Can't say that about a lot of coins. There, like I said yesterday, there are only two altcoins that really held value: HBAR and XRP. And in my opinion, there is a reason we can't get those two particular coins on the low right now.
Are they chosen?
They are chosen.
Right.
XRP and HBAR are the only two altcoins that are strong Fibonacci. Like, not strong weak as in like, oh, you're a bitch. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, in terms of Fibonacci, they held up. They did not get obliterated. They did not go back to previous SR levels. They did not, go back to 18 cents like Algorand did.
Yeah.
All right. Like, they held up. All right. And
in a really strong way, comparative to just about everything, is either way below where it was in the fall before things went even on their November pump to December.
Yep.
Like, they're below it or at it or just above it, just a little bit. But XRP and HBAR well above, like whole nother universe. And
for sure. And another thing interesting enough is that if you kind of look at the daily chart here, a couple things. Draw that random big squiggle across the screen there.
Happens.
XRP is currently above the 50 EMA on the daily, and this bearish retest was a bounce off the 200. So XRP is kind of the last hope right now, where a lot of coins already have their death cross, bearishly retesting off the 200. Could this be the first domino, the first catalyst? Could the bottom be in? I think for XRP, it's kind of hard to argue against it. I mean, we do. It's very hard to ignore. With the RSIs pushing up. Yes, we're in the red. But everything else on the oscillator looks really good. We do have straight up bullish divergence. We are pushing up on the RSIs. We bullishly retested off the 200. We are currently trading above the 50 EMA. This looks like a good setup. All right. Even on the 2-hour chart, we are, look at this 2-hour chart. Are we going to get a bull cross? We're damn close to it. I would, like I said a little bit earlier in the show, that this local range right here is a big deal. 248, 264. Okay, those are the levels, because XRP is in a no man's land from the previous low to the previous high. We want to see the break of that. All right, so that's where we are with XRP. Obviously, big win for the XRP army. Big shout out to Brad Garlinghouse and to Schwartz and everyone else. It's awesome to see this. I remember writing scripts about this case. I've written
years ago
so many videos about this case. I'm over talking about it. Thank God it's over. No
more.
And that's why I wore my MAGA hat today. Because if Gary didn't get the boot, we would not be having this conversation right now. Gary was Elizabeth Warren's puppet. Everyone knows it, and that was it. We don't need to hash the past. We all know what that was. That was complete corruption to the core.
Yep.
Trying to suppress crypto, trying to keep the legacy system established. That's over. Wash our hands with it. Let's move forward. Hopefully this is the catalyst we needed.
Yep.
Altcoins didn't pump as much as I would like to have seen them pump off news this big, but hopefully that was the bottom. Hopefully.
Got to start somewhere. And just to throw one more analogy out there before we get out of here to the next thing is, they say that the windshield on your car is much larger than the rear window. And that is for a reason. A lot more things to look forward to. So we stop looking back and we start looking forward, because this is a big year for crypto, guys. Like, these narratives, like, I know that sometimes price action goes down, and today's pretty cool, but that we are seeing some nice, positive action. But remember, we have such bullish news and narratives. It is going to be a great year for us, man.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. I could not be more excited for this year. This is the time. And guys, and even when we were, let me find the chart before I pull it. I don't want to pull Telegram charts, but let me find. There's a particular chart I wanted to.
While AJ pulls that chart up, you guys make sure that you take a second. If you've not done so already, you smash that like button.
Okay, here we go. So thank you guys. Please smash the like button. I really would appreciate it. I gave you all this setup on Twitter, the ascending triangle on Ando. I also gave strictly the Telegram group, specifically what would happen if we broke down from the triangle. All right, I gave both directions on the Telegram group, the alarms to set. Of course, this alarm was the one that was given to the group, and there was obviously a nice short trade made from that alarm to the tune of about 6% in 16 hours. Not bad. And now this new range has kind of been established for Ando here. Slightly higher low, nevertheless support resistance at and that even kind of connects right here, kind of triple bottomed 1 2 3 off of this level of 80 cents, 806. All right, that's a big one. And then also we have this high here where we kind of got this line straight across, where it's been rejected from this level how many times? We got 1 2 3 4 times now. That level is 88.6. All right, so that is the current conditional range for Ando. I want you to pay attention to that. But when I'm talking macro altcoins, when we're talking big deal, all right, I know this looks the way it does, but let's ultimately kind of look at, here would be the low. All right, we didn't put in a lower low, not even close. This wicked out around 49 cents with the kind of the body of the candle. This one right here is the one I'm looking at, kind of 54 cents, 55 cents. All right, that would be the swing low. I am ignoring this. This doesn't matter to me, because we came up, it came down, retested, went up.
That's where that's our baseline.
That's where I'm going to draw the Fibonacci from the swing low. Okay, and as you can see, right now, Ando's price is slightly below the 786. Right now, Ando is 148% back to its all-time high of 216. All right. What I'm saying here is that regardless of how much Ando flops inside of this range, anything you buy under the 786 or hell, even under the 618 is a value buy for the bull run.
Facts.
It does not matter if the bottom is in or not. Do you want to optimize? Yes. Are you perfectly going to buy the bottom? Never. Never. The money is invariably made in the middle. Yeah. And right now, you can buy under the 786, get 150% back to that high. And I think that would just be the beginning for a coin with this much institutional backing. You know, when you talk the narratives with Ando, you talk about BlackRock, you talk about tokenization, you talk RWAs, you talk about all these partnerships they have, all these things they've done. I'm surprised that we can't buy HBAR on the low, but we can get Ando on the low. What's up with that? That kind of gets me scratching the back of my head. Or maybe this is one of the altcoins that's an opportunity of a lifetime. I would like to lean toward that.
Yeah,
I am leaning towards that. I really am. And to see the price fighting right at 786, you know, let me do this on another Ando chart just to prove. And here's literally the same story. We were looking at Ethereum dominance, kind of talking here about how, you know, if the low's not in, it had to be close. And now I'm thinking specifically with Ethereum that, you know, we saw a splash into the 1800s. We know 2K is a psychological level. Right now, Ethereum's at $2,031. Was that the low for Ethereum? I mean, 2K psych right there. I mean, that and big bullish divergence. Look at this. Boom, boom. It's
yeah, but we're still in a downtrend until we're not. You know what I mean? Like it could just be a bull. It could just be a bull trap.
I hear you, but look at where we wicked before, dude. Like if we look at, you know, this overall, okay, sure, we the big wick was here. We wicked below it there. We had straight support resistance, and actually, when you think about it, it was, you know, ceiling floor type support resistance from how many times it was rejected here. If there was ever a time to go out on a limb and call the bottom, this would be it. I'm going to go ahead and say, I think the bottom's in. I think the bottom's in, at least for Ethereum. I know all coins are different, and I will pull the others chart. But the way this looks, the way these other wicks look, the way this fought above and below support resistance, as you can see, when we're kind of looking at this local range here, the point of control on the volume profile does, once it resets, you know, we do have it here, and then there's a big low volume node, and there's a big spike all the way up here, like 3,300. Not looking bad.
Yeah,
not looking bad, not at all. And I just wanted to finish my thought on Ando here, because the chart that we had was just destroyed. Okay, well, that triangle was perfect. I'm gonna delete that evidence. But yeah, just kind of looking at it like this, and you can see the price is literally directly on that 786, which is also big support resistance from these kind of hooks back here. Ando needs to get above and needs to stay above 88 cents. What is scary and where the confluence kind of confuses me and other traders is, yes, we have the bull div. We have the bull div we're looking for. If you go back and look at any major reversal, there's always a bull div. Always a bull div. Look right here. Right here. Up, bop, up, bop. And what happened after that? Okay. You know, and that was heavy in the red. Their RSIs weren't our best friends right there. That this is a very similar situation to what we're looking at right here. And this, you know, would make sense for Ando. Look, if we kind of connect this low of this to this wick, that's the uptrend. Ando cannot go below, you know, 75 cents. It would break that multi-month trend, which makes me think the bottom is probably in. The only bad confluence is that we just got the death cross. So the death cross is basically going to have to be a short one in the event we're correct about this. HBAR, kind of a similar situation. All right. If we were to draw a fib from where we are to the top, HBAR is still above the 618. All right. And I drew the fib from November. Yeah, which is basically the bear market low, that kind of 4 cent range. And it's not as strong as XRP, but it's above the 618. Almost all altcoins are below the 618. And for a while, HBAR held very, very strong. The deal is with HBAR, what am I doing here? There are
lines everywhere.
So I was clicking back, but other things were coming back. Not. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's just never happened. This back button about to get in a fight.
Hey, it's me. I'm working my voodoo.
Oh, you might be. Are you trying to steal my channel, Jay James? Do you not own a single percentage of my channel, but you're still trying to steal it? How does that work?
I don't know.
Please tell me.
You tell me.
Yeah, exactly. So, so what I'm going to say is yes, downtrend for sure. All right. That has to be broken. Also, death cross has not happened yet. Hopefully this retest gets us pushed above the 200. I can't click the back button on this chart for some reason.
That's wild.
And of course, just like every big reversal, anchor wave, trigger wave, green dot, bottom of the momentum wave. I mean, there is a lot that aims towards the concept of that bottom being in. I don't want to get too excited. I am likely going to throw some money at some things. Probably going to be a win, even if I'm wrong and we drop. It's probably still going to be a win. Down the road, anything you buy at these levels is going to be a win when we get another big run, regardless of if it's optimal or not. But I mean, HBAR really doesn't want to lose this level, dude. Look at wick to it here. Wicked here, body. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times HBAR has bounced off of 18 cents. It does not want to lose 18 cents. And with a heavy amount of bullish divergence, on the daily chart, we didn't even have the death cross yet. There, even bull div on the 2-hour. Hell, it's not looking like it wants to lose this. What I would say is even right here. Kind of some of these wicks right here. I would probably set an HBAR alarm around because we got good floor ceiling SR here. Actually, I'm going to scoot this up just a little bit to get that wick. I would set an HBAR alarm at 1986.1986. That would be it because, it's been rejected here multiple times and we have big ceiling floor support resistance right there. So 1986. Sound probably a good year, but I didn't exist yet. That was cool. Remember when I didn't exist? Yeah, me too. And then of course this low here.
Have you done a price prediction on HBAR?
Of course. The video is in the videos. It's down there.
Watch it.
And then 18 cents, 1809. All right, so that is the current conditional range for HBAR, and keep in mind this 0.5, that's Fibonacci around 22.3, and then 618, which is 1809. That's basically perfect support resistance from all the times HBAR stayed above that. So keep a close eye on these ranges. When I tell you these numbers and I'm giving you these levels. Those are alarms, guys. Set those alarms. I'm giving you free gold right now. Of course, a bunch of articles, HBAR price recovery threatened by potential death crossed and investors. And this is right on the money. This is right on the money what we said. We have bullish confluence, but when you go to the daily chart, that death cross is pending. But we have the bullish divergence and time is running out. Time is running out when you consider the nature of this downtrend. All right. And this point of intersection, if we were to draw a line, like a further line here, kind of making this a triangle, which it is, considering how many times it has held above this 18 cent level, this is a triangle, a pretty perfect one at that. And what I would say is that this right here, this point of intersection, Monday, April 14th. So basically by tax day, HBAR is forced to either lose 18 cents or to break out. with the bullish divergence, I'm leaning towards more bull than bear. Of course, react to the market, react to the alarms that 1986, 1809 levels I gave you. It doesn't matter if I want or am guessing which way this is going to break. That's the trade. Right there. That nothing else matters. Those two alarms matter. One of them going off on your phone one day before April 14th and you saying, okay, that's the trade. That's what matters. Set those alarms. Couple other things I wanted to talk about today. I do want to go into the others chart. But first, I mean, chains, bro. We're halfway through the show. Okay. I think we need to take a little.
Oh yeah, dude, because we didn't do it. I got home yesterday. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, we didn't do a board 8 break yesterday.
We did not. We did not check the floor. So let's check the floor. This is our little halftime show. Stretch your legs, have a sip of coffee, get some water. We look at the board 8 floor, almost every day, just for the hell of it. What do we got, dude? Oh, there it is, bro. There it is.
You like that red?
Oh, not
wait,
that.
You did not click on
that. I
that.
don't like the McDonald's, not at all.
The goofy eyeballs are just mad.
Yeah, I can't with that. I meant this one. Ooh, the red fur. 26K.
Wait, it's only 13 ETH.
Yeah, that's not bad. And I mean, what is I didn't know the tank top was more rare than the red fur. Wow.
Dude, I love the red tank or the dusty tank, the dirty tank,
the dirt.
Yeah, stained up.
5% of apes have red fur. I didn't know that. But yeah, that I would say if we're looking at the floor, that is the cleanest ape.
I do love that bunny with the hard glasses too.
Oh
man.
Yeah,
that thing's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that cowboy smoking a cigar? What's he wearing?
Oh.
Man, that's a good.
Yeah, but it's just like if you want to be your ape, right? You got to wear bunny ears and hard sunglasses.
Certainly not wearing a pink dress and a cowboy hat. I didn't know it had a pink dress on.
Oh yeah, this one here with the cigar. Yeah, I always like the apes that have this helmet because my dad, big motorcycle guy, he has this helmet and wears it sometimes. So I always think about Pops when I see the apes for this. But you kind of got the pre-mutant ape rose shirt with the helmet, 29K, 29.6. Not bad. Yeah, there are definitely some okay picks. The floor has been better. I think we always kind of keep going back to this one at 15. But to be honest, like if you're trying to get an ape for a flip, you got to stay away from the things you like for a couple more ETH, and you kind of need to focus on the range.
Yep.
And the range is the hard floor is at 12.6. If you could cop this one for 13 ETH, so literally a couple $100 more, I would say this is the best value buy on the floor right now. And if you could later sell this for 14 or 15 ETH, you just made, $4,000 or $5,000. So that's kind of what I would be looking at. Because the thing is that when buying apes, like these like weird mouth shapes, people don't like these.
You love those ones. The blowjob mouth.
Love them. But like but if you're talking about getting a floor ape, you want to get one that's not hard to look at.
No, not at all. I mean, you want to be, because you want to rep it, man. Like you want to be proud of, like, you're spending $26,000 on an NFT, so you want to be proud of it, even if you are getting for the flip, like short term.
Yep, for sure. But so that is the check, the pulse check on the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Love that segment of the show. All right. Cardano sees highest bullishness in months. Altcoin spike. Altcoin has seen significant spike in positive sentiment, but is likely due to fake news. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, really? What is the fake news?
Manipulation.
This comes amid debunked rumors about the SEC classifying ADA as used as smart contracts for government services. The document, which has been circulating on social media, was simply submitted to the SEC website as an opinion. Anybody can submit an opinion under certain conditions. It does not have to align with the SEC's own views. The SEC submission process is a part of the regulatory process, and this submission was BS. All right. Not to say that ADA won't be included in some sort of anything down the road. We don't know that, but that was a BS, and I want you guys to know that. I did see a couple things about that floating around, and for the sake of why not, let's take a quick peek. Oh, look at the sand chart. I do want a quick look at ADA. I also want to look at Cardano. I'm just looking at the sand chart we had yesterday. And dude, that bull div, man, I'm telling you guys.
Is this thing gonna rip?
Dude, I would say that alarm that I told you to set at 30.
It's about ready to hit it.
0.302. That's your alarm. But keep in mind, that alarm goes off. Daily chart, you are below the 50 EMA. You could target the 50 EMA from that alarm.
That's what you consider a pressure trade, right?
That would be a pressure trade, but no, because it's the daily chart, sort of. But so I that's kind of more of a short time frame thing.
Gotcha.
But when you look at the daily chart, you have to appreciate, okay, the 50 is there. In a week, that could be where we fight. That could be like a swing target. In terms of what I mean pressure trade is like, 12-minute chart, EMA here, price here.
Yeah.
So very likely to push back up to the 50. I like to trade with the 50 more than I like to trade against it. Like right here when we kind of came down, right here when we closed above it, or even right there when we got the cross, and at that same time we broke that support resistance right there. That would be a more pragmatic trade. 4% in 15 hours, based off of confluence of getting on top of support resistance, confluence of being on the right side of the 50, and the targets are pretty rational, considering before this move up it was rejected there, so that kind of would have been your target,
right?
And 2.7%, so that would kind of be my normal school of thought. So you're on the right side of the 50, but there are extreme cases where you're so far on the other side of it that
it's almost necessary that it's got to come back up then.
Is it worth taking the risk? That's the point.
Okay.
So in that case, it would have been. I'm just saying, so we're clear about what a pressure trade is. But so that I don't mean daily chart, but when you look at the daily chart, you do have to understand that when you're zooming in like we do, that's for timing. That's a complete timing thing. But when you're looking at this, the broad strokes are, okay, we have big support resistance right here. All right. And that right there at 35.6, that is where the 50 is now. And you also have to understand that the 50 is going to continue to come down as the price comes up over time. So you're actually kind of looking for the next EMA, the next support resistance, which would be right here, about 32.9, almost 33. So you could say, okay, so probably on the daily time frame, the price will likely meet the 50 close to that SR level, which is almost 9%, and then you zoom in from there for timing. That's kind of how I would look at it. We were gonna look at Cardano. Ada gang.
Ada gang is right.
Let's go. I meant the Cardano community. How dare me say that?
How dare you?
Okay, so
get out of here.
All right, so this, I drew this back when we were first connected these lines. As you can see, there has been some developments in Cardano. Not surprised to see that big spike we saw when I was on the airplane. All of that was given back, 37% down in the past 17 days. But so if we kind of pull this over and connect the wicks, that's how I would look at it. Because if you connect from this swing low to this wick, that makes sense. And you have a lot of room to wiggle too. If you want to be more precise and pull it up to the body of the candle, you could, but then you can see the wicks are hanging. So in this case, I would draw this one like that to the wicks because of how they aligned perfectly. Another situation of we're above the 618. We have bullish divergence. We are putting in slightly higher lows, but we are pending the death cross. The Cardano is a very similar situation to HBAR. All right. This is a big one. And of course, this little swiggle that I just deleted right here at support resistance at the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is around 78 cents. That is the alarm for Cardano for sure. Certainly an alarm that I'm really paying attention to. I do want to zoom in here to like a 2 hour, kind of see what we got going on here. So yeah, this move up, like, and this is what I'm saying, like, you know, the SEC drops the case, Cardano moves 8%. Like across the board, yeah, 8% is good, but like I'm not impressed with like the move in general, considering if you kind of look at from here, okay, and then you pull this up to here, other than that single wick from March 10th to now, Cardano has spent the past 8 days and 14 hours inside an 11% range. 11%. I mean, come on. With this kind of news, with this kind of stuff, I mean,
It's really hard to trade that, right?
What I'm saying is that the break of this is the range. You know what I'm saying? This is ultimately the range. So the top of this range, how many days did I say?
11, right?
Well, it was 11%. 8 days.
8 days.
So over a week, Cardano has been in an 11% range. The top of this range is at 76.1, 0.761. The bottom of this range is at 68.4, 0.
Why do you talk like that when you're on the charts, man?
I don't know, man. I'm weird, bro. I'm weird.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, there's a little bit more you could look at here, and there is obviously THTA, but like ultimately, that's what I see. That, oh, okay, yeah, it's been over a week and it's just been stuck in this range, and like, yeah, you could find, like, you could tighten this range if you'd want to. There are some levels, you know, even like this kind of midway point of the range right here where it has wicked several times. You could tighten this range and try to force a trade with the EMA on your side. Yeah, you could. But ultimately, until it breaks above 76.1 or below 68.4, what do you got? You got this 11% range, right? So these are the types of trades that it's been in this for over a week. Breaking that would be a significant occurrence. We only trade when it makes sense to take a risk. And I am not taking a risk unless there's a significant occurrence. That's how patient you got to be. I don't care about the chop. I really don't. I've been quiet this week. I've been quiet this week, and I've been waiting. I know, sure, the move up based off the XRP news. Yeah, the past 22 hours, you could say, yeah, we could have said, okay, you know, bottom here, long there, but really, I would have never gone long from here. I would have waited for the 50. So really, you know, you would have had a 3% trade in 8 hours, which is still a trade, but you know, with how I do things, that's not really much.
Yeah, and plus it's FOMC day, so
Exactly.
I mean, are you trading this today anyway? Like, which is kind of strange. Like, and not that it would. I mean, this is just a conspiracy theorist inside of me saying this, but like, why make the announcement today on FOMC day when they know a lot of people probably specifically stay out of the markets because of unchecked volatility? You know.
Well, I tend to stay away from heavy volatility days.
Right, and a lot of people do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
CPI, FOMC, stuff like that. I stay away from it. I always have. I've learned my lesson. I mean, if you ever have traded into a whipsaw, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't traded into a whipsaw, listen to me and don't trade into one.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. We are probably going to pause today. Very, very likely. Yeah, probably
99%.
refresh the tool here just to double check.
The closest we got was 97% last week.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to pause today. No question about that. In terms of the stock market, so you know, we have talked about this a little bit this week. I do want to zoom in a little bit because, you know, before I zoom in, it's not absurd. Spike continued, spike down, continue, spike down, continue, spike down, continue, spike down, continue. This is not out of the ordinary, guys. This what we have seen here is not out of the ordinary, but we have also never gone below the previous low. All right, not once. We have gone below the highs, like right here. This wick went below that previous high, so it hasn't been like a clear-cut staircase. But the lows, we have never put in a lower low like this. All right. So from the significant dips, all right, I wouldn't consider that a significant dip. You could say that if you wanted to. I don't. I don't. So the recovery is imminent right here. I mean, we have to. This death cross cannot happen on the stock market. You know, we did talk about the Reddit post yesterday. I see people in the chat talking about the Reddit post yesterday. We're going to need to see somewhat of a sharp-ish recovery. Yeah, you know, has this kind of been a coordinated thing? Maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
How much more? You know, no one has a crystal ball. Like we can say we have this kind of uptrend right here. We don't want to see this uptrend break. If we see this uptrend break, it's over. At least for now. At least for now. We got to see this recover. We absolutely have to. And then I do want to look at this on like a 2-hour just quickly. Yeah, I mean, so I would even say locally, stock market, we have a pretty perfect floor, ceiling, support, resistance level right there. So this is our bottom. In terms of that support resistance level I just circled, that would be 5701. All right, 5701 would be the break of that. Come on. Okay. And then 5510 would be the break of the floor. Floor breaks, we short. This breaks, we look for longs. That's how I'm interpreting the stock market at the moment.
How will do you think say that does break down in a negative way? How does that affect crypto, the crypto market?
Well, risk assets are risk assets are risk assets. And especially as more and more Wall Street money has come into crypto, the correlation coefficient is only going to get closer to 1 between the stock market and crypto. You know, there are people in our industry that are delusional that think that there is no correlation between the stock market and crypto. Yeah, I think there was a point where there was a decoupling. That time is over.
Yeah,
crypto is only going to get closer to the stock market as time goes on. In my opinion, I will argue this vehemently. And
especially now, this is an institutional bull run. Like, why would you think anything other?
Exactly. I mean, go back and look at here to here and here to here and here to here, and tell me what happened to crypto every time. You know, please go check. I know they're connected. You know, invariably. You know, if we get this, crypto's gone. You know, we are gonna get those death crosses. The bottom would not be in. It is kind of hinging on this. It is. It really is. I also wanted to point out my thesis that I do think that the local bottom very well could be in based off a lot of technical analysis we did today. The XRP news has made me look at things a little bit more optimistically. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm scared to ape in right now. I am scared to ape in right now. Do I need to start doing more DCAs at these levels? Like I said, when we looked at the Ando chart, we are down below the 786. We need to be buying at these fib levels. We do. It is scary to pull the trigger because we want to be perfect, but we got to accept that we're not perfect. We're not going to get the bottom, but we can still kind of get value buys. I am focused on that right now.
So going back to that Reddit article, how do you put that out of your mind, or at least say all right, if we're going to get pushed down because we got to get pushed down, what's the strategy then?
I think
just to play devil's advocate.
That was the push down.
Right. It could have been, right? Like, now that we know the plan's out.
I mean, they said that article said 20%. That was the 10% drop.
Ooh.
Maybe that was it. That was it. I mean, maybe that was it. Maybe we continue from here. I would like to say that I called the bottom here. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think the bottom very well could be in.
For the stock market, yeah.
For everything. Because if the stock market bottoms here, the others chart, obviously this bottom, you have to guys, this is why I'm saying that I think the bottom's in. Because you have to understand the implications if it's not. Look at this others chart. This is all of the altcoins except the top 10. All right. This is all of crypto except the top 10. No Bitcoin, no Ethereum, no stable coins, no big stable coins anyway. And that market cap is 234.4 billion. Okay. It's in an uptrend that started all the way back here in June of 2023. This uptrend was established. when we put these lows in August 24, September 24, and then right before we took off in November of 24. We had our December pump. This was not the bull market. It was a run in an otherwise bigger uptrend, but that was not the bull market that we've been waiting for since we got demolished in 2022. That wasn't it, folks. Because if that was it, then this was it. And this was sell in May, walk away, and this was the top a year early.
What if the new cycle, we break, because this is the others, right? So you can take Bitcoin off of this. What if this new cycle is just peaks and valleys and we're always up and to the right? It's just nothing but volatility up and down.
But look, you're telling me that we got if this was the first top and this was the bull market top for the others chart, we got that during the Biden administration?
No, we're just the bull run as we know it hasn't even started yet.
Exactly. But you have to understand where I'm coming from, that we have this multi-year uptrend. These two lines right here is Q3 to Q4 2025. This is when the projected bull run is supposed to happen from Bitcoin halving. All right. And look at where we are on this uptrend. We are skating on the bottom of this line.
But much like what we did before we went up before the previous one, right? Maybe this is a three pump bull run, where we've got our three.
It could be. But my point is that if we lose this line, we lose this uptrend,
we're toast.
That's a break of structure. We are toast. And guys, look, like we had a death cross right here. We came down, we touched the bottom, and we came on. We got a death cross right here. We came down, we touched the bottom. We might fight for it, and we will go on. This has to be the bottom, or it's over. And I don't think, in my right mind, that we get the Grim Reaper of regulation goes away. The SEC just goes home with its hands in its pockets. We have a pro-crypto president, and it's over? No. The math ain't mathing. The bottom is in, dude. That's it. That was it. Right there. I'll stand there. Off of all the bullets, and look, even on this chart, dude, on every chart we've seen, what have we seen across the board on the daily chart? Bullish divergences after bullish divergences. And here we go. Let's do it. Anchor wave, trigger wave, trigger wave. The RSIs have bottomed. The RSIs are going up, and the RSIs are expanding. Guys, I'm telling you, I think that that has to be it, dude. Like, that has to be it. Wouldn't
that be great?
How much worse could it get, though? Because because what I'm saying, look at this downtrend. Like, yeah, sure. Could we come down here and like wick again or do something like that? Like, yeah, we could. But like, ultimately, like, we lose this low. We go under 169 billion. At that point, we're already fucking toast. That's already 60 billion down from where we are now. That's not even an option. Or even this low here at 193 billion. I would say that would be the last level on my stress test.
Yeah.
We lose that, it's over. We're toast. But like, I'm telling you that when you look at the overall nature of this uptrend and you look at the overall macro, everything right now, this wick right here has to be the bottom.
So as far as taking the pragmatic approach to this, and I love that, and everybody's just ready for launch. Everybody's ready for things to kick off, and we think the third quarter of this year, the second half of this year is really when that's about to kick off. Do you think that what we really need to do is go through an accumulation zone and then take off, right? Like, instead of breaking down, I feel like we don't need to break down. We just need to accumulate, much like what we did between the first pump and November.
Yeah, that's where, and honestly, that's a good way to look at it, because even on the other chart here, from the death cross to the bull cross,
yes, that time frame
in 24 days. So from the death cross to now, it's been 18 days. 124 days would be July, which makes sense because that would be gearing up
towards quarter three, which starts in September.
Right. So I think that,
or August.
There, and this is where it is a confusing, complex equation here. And we do have to say this isn't the bottom. Say we break a multi-year uptrend. The only saving grace after that is support resistance. And that would be here. Like, I don't think we can go I don't think at the same time we could go below this wick here, 143 billion. I don't think we can go below this wick and above this high in the same year amount of time. I think it has to maintain a bullish structure. You know, I don't see it lower lowing, higher highing in the same breath. It just that doesn't check.
Black swan or extreme manipulation would be the only thing to cause that.
That's true. That's true. I mean, they always do want us to think we're wrong, right? Like they always do. You know, would they go here before the move and double bottom? I mean, that's possible. Like I said,
shake out
uptrend. The only thing we have left is support resistance. For the love of God, everybody, when I'm talking about this stuff, set some alarms. Put yourself in a situation so you can react to this. And guys, you know, why have I been on the sideline lately? Look at this. From this point right here to even right now. The others chart, which is all of the altcoins we love, minus the top 10, 5 days and 16 hours, has been in a 6.2% range. And the highest it's been is right now. Also, hey, the 2-hour chart looks pretty good. Fighting the 200, maybe reversal, maybe bull cross. It would be a quick bull cross. It would happen right there. So here's a couple levels I want you to consider. This wick low, this is probably the biggest alarm on your trading view. This wick low is at $200.66 billion. Very, very important alarm. I would maybe run like this here. That's 251. That is one of the alarms, not the alarm. I would say right here from this low in there and in here, 236.4. I would say to kind of put this inside of this box to see how it reacts, or if you wanted to cut underneath of it right here, because you can see that we had, you know, kind of bounce, fight, bounce. I mean, that's definitely a big alarm.
AJ,
what's up?
For all of us bulls that are chomping at the bit,
222 billion.
No good. Where do we need to break out from to consider, like, say, like, okay, maybe we're getting ready for an altcoin season? Like, what is that number? Is that so I know that the maybe dominance plays a role
on the others chart.
Correct.
All right. So good question. So I would say let's look at the anatomy of the last uptrend we had.
Mm-hmm.
And right here, big support resistance, which actually, hey, funny enough,
yeah, my line's right up.
Look at that. Isn't that funny how the math always maths? And I would say at the break of this, because this was like the previous high, we broke that high, we exploded. So this is like Algorand's 16-cent level, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That is like, you know, once you break a certain point, there's only one way to go. And that level is 238.18. And it's actually the same level we just drew right here. And it's the level that we're actually approaching because we bounced off of it here. We bounced off of it here. And we're below it right now at 236, 238 right here. That's the level, dude. That is a really good, solid connection that we just put together right there. Sometimes I'm zoomed too far in and I got to connect the dots. But man, dude, we break that. We get our little local bull cross here on the 2-hour. We come up, we break support resistance. We break support resistance. You know, we get a change of direction. Like that's, you know, discovering reversals is a very tough thing to do and very important thing to learn how to do when, you know, you do TA like this. And, you know, I'd even kind of consider, all right, so we kind of have this here, we kind of have this gap kind of drew this with the previous high right there, but also look at this low volume node.
Yeah.
Right. So there is kind of a sense that, which is why once this breaks, why there's, and why it fell so hard, why it moved so hard, why it fell so hard, why it moved so hard. It does check out, dude. It really does. I'm here to say it. I think the bottom is in. I think I need to, kind of reevaluate. I need to stop being, I think I've been a little shy, man. I think that, I mean, I'll be real with you guys. Like, dude, I've made a lot of money, and I've gotten to a point where it's like, dude, you got to play this so smart, bro. You got to play this so smart. And I used to trade and used to do TA like I had nothing to lose, because I didn't. You know what I mean? I had nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. And now it's kind of like, baby on the way. Well, I mean, you don't want to set it on fire, like, you know what I mean? But what we just went through today, we got kind of catalyst of the XRP case being over. A lot of charts look like they're at a local bottom. I think I need to reevaluate and get back in my bullshit and take a chance. Like I think it's about time to start really accumulating again. Like I think I'm pretty close. And I'm going, I'm not predicting. I'm definitely going to be reacting to levels.
Yeah.
I gave you guys so many levels on today's show. I have these levels set too. And to be fair, for the sake of, this one right here, this is that big across the street alarm on others chart, 236.4. I would say that's a big alarm. Big alarm. A lot of things look like they're at the bottom of the trend, man. They really do. They really do. Especially the others chart is what's really kind of giving me this hunch.
Because that's the true indicator.
Yep.
And I think you say stuff where you're it's time to get off the bullshit and maybe take a chance. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you think about it, and you think about what you did, when the timing of the market where you got out and what you took out. Like you did the right thing. And yep. I mean, considering we'll just use Bitcoin as the example at about 108,000 and to where it is now, like 20% more, right? Like you played that right. And so, you took the chance already. Now you get to reap the rewards of it.
Yeah.
So you already took your chance.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, top to bottom, Bitcoin's dip was 29.5%. Normally 30% retraces is the number.
Yeah.
I think there it was. There it was. There's a heavy argument to be made there. And the fact that Bitcoin kind of held above this floor, very strong. Bitcoin has to stay above, 70, 73 and a half, 73.4. Someone wanted me to look at Bitcoin, Dom. I will happily do that before we close out today. And yeah, I mean, this old uptrend, that line you see, obviously is one that has been broken, but then rejected again. We kind of had this big Benjamin Cowan. If you watch the Benjamin Cowan interview I did, this was, sorry, I got distracted looking at alarms. We had this big uptrend that got broken. All right. And kind of this big move down. That's really all it took. That right there is what propelled the mini alt run we saw. That was only a 10.9% drop in dominance from 61.5 to 54.5. That's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen.
And remember, that doesn't necessarily correlate that Bitcoin price has to go down either.
No. The Bitcoin price can go up.
Right.
And dominance can still fall.
Correct.
It's kind of more about the shift over to alt. So remember, we had the move we had. If you look to the right of this chart, from here to here, that was the November to December pump. The January 21 pump was from here to here. So you guys tell me, not if, but when Bitcoin dominance, and I'm leaving this uptrend here because it's still kind of on the same uptrend, right? And look how close it is to breaking it. Again, even though it fell out of it, the fact is that it's still that same angle. Think on theory, the relationship between price, angles, and time. You know, I'm leaving that there. And I think that although that line has been broken before, well, what happened the last time that same angle got broken? You know, and I would say that this high where we came down from, you know, that would be confirmation. Confirmation. We go below these two things. I think we're going to see a sharp move down for dominance. Hopefully, we put in a lower low from here. We've established that this is the level. Mm-hmm. The level. Dominance needs to go below 54.5. We get that move and we continue through it. Oh, man. But we are sitting on that alarm with dominance right now. Guys, dude, I'm telling you, I have never been more optimistic.
I love bullish AJ.
Yeah, dude, bullish AJ is showing out for sure. I think I've been a little bit too careful, man. I think I've been a little bit too careful, dude. I really have.
Well, when you see, you know, obviously you do this day in, day out, and once the conditions change, it is a very fluid situation, right? Yep. We knew the bullish narrative. We knew that the news couldn't be more positive, yet we were seeing this negative price action, and now you kind of understand why. But if all the signs are pointing, all your indicators are showing you like that was potentially it. And unless we see a black swan event or some potential crazy manipulation push, yep. Like I'm with you, and you can look at the chart, and it shows you that we are on a local uptrend.
Yep, for sure. Well, everybody, what a show, what a day. XRP case dropped, bullish sentiment going up. You know, it looks like dominance is coming down. The others chart, all of our altcoins is sitting on the edge of oblivion. That's the dominance right here. This thing either breaks a multi-year uptrend right here. Oh, man. Right here. Or it goes on another push. It's one or the other. The stock market, it is one or the other. We either lose this low and put in, you know, the first real lower low and break the previous lows, or it's just another spike continue like we've seen every time. There are so many charts that are right on the verge of that was the low or we're about to get decimated. So it is really one or the other. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go obviously on the side of I think the bottom's in. I do. But
the news is too bullish.
All the alarms I gave you on today's show, I don't give you these levels because I like to hear myself talk. But I give you these levels for a reason. Please, for the sake of your bags, for the sake of your financial, what you're doing, set these alarms. I'm not telling you what to do. Just set these alarms. Like, give yourself a shot, because you don't, you know, it could be 2 a.m. You could be at Target. You could be whatever. And you wouldn't know if the significant thing just happened. You wouldn't know unless you had that alarm set. It's not about staring at the charts all day long. It's about staring at the charts long enough to know, okay, when this happens, I know what to do. Set the alarm. I do want to thank, you know, God, we had just about 200 people concurrent during today's show. That is awesome. You guys are awesome. Please smash the like button on your way out the door, or I will just get so upset with you guys. You better smash the freaking like button. Yo, I've been waiting to do that literally all show, bro. I've been waiting to do that the whole time.
You practice great restraint for 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Oh, the Georgia boys are just different, guys. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's all about risk tolerance, right? Like, you got to make sure that, like, you get risk tolerance, all right? Set up fucking stop loss. It's like, did you set that alarm or not? Okay, I'm done. All right. For this video, it's probably going to get pulled, dude.
Just the end.
It's probably going to get pulled. Thanks. Shout out to Take Profits for reporting, everyone. Y'all are great. Just don't go over the state line. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Much love. You guys are awesome. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. We got some couple things that are new developments, but I'm going to leave it hanging. I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. Okay, there's like a couple things I can't wait to talk about that you guys are going to find out here pretty soon. So stay tuned. And Telegram group, I'm looking at you. You keep your eyes peeled today. You're about to get some gold. I'll couple hours. You'll see. All right, later. Get rich or get back.